Alright guys, so I know a lot of times when people are trying to compare consoles versus PCs, the biggest thing to come up is price, because a gaming PC is usually going to cost you quite a bit more than an Xbox or a PlayStation. I'm going to show you a simple trick to stretch your dollars a lot farther when you're building your next gaming computer. I made a habit of buying used parts off of Craigslist and eBay, mixing them together with a few brand new parts to build a computer that is really cheap but still really good. This is one of the computers that I put together recently. First off, it's worth noting that these are slightly older parts, but they still work perfectly fine and were just really great deals for what I got them at. So it started here with the AMD Phenom 2 X6 1090T and Gigabyte GA990FX-A-UD7 motherboard. So I got these both together, actually with the graphics card that I'll get to in a little bit, and I only paid $80 between the two of them, so it's basically like $40 for the board, $40 for the processor. Amazing deal because the processor still sells for around $100 used on eBay. Now the RAM was something that I actually just had lying around. I had bought a few 8GB sticks of DDR3 because I figured I would probably be doing this a handful of times, and so it really came in handy. The SSD I also had just lying around. It is a Samsung 840 EVO 250GB SSD, really solid drive. I bought it a while back, so I spent maybe about $80 on it, where you can really definitely get a cheaper 250GB SSD nowadays. Now this graphics card is really cool. The GTX 680 is overall still pretty great, even if it is a little bit old. It was the best card of like 2012. 2GB frame buffer, and this is the MSI Lightning Edition, which is pretty much the best GTX 680 that MSI made. So those were all of the used parts, and now onto the parts that I got that were brand new in here. The first, of course, is the Deepcool Tesseract. This is the case that I used. I'm pretty fond of this one just because it's relatively cheap. It fits pretty much any hardware you want. It works with USB 3.0 or 2.0 headers, which is really nice, and it just looks really great without costing much. The power supply I really lucked out on for this one. It was brand new, Corsair CX 500. Pretty decent power supply, super reliable, and this one I actually got for just $5. A friend of mine basically was just giving it away, and I felt bad taking it from him, so I gave him $5 for it. And then the operating system I got from Kingwin. We have Windows 10 Pro 64-bit here. Only spent about $30 on that. Now I did have to buy an extra heatsink bracket because the person who used this motherboard last had a liquid cooler on there, so he had to take his off and then he lost it. I only spent about $1.40 on it. So the final pricing on the parts list, with a 6-core processor, 8GB of RAM, a 250GB solid state drive, a GTX 680 graphics card, a pretty cool looking case, and the operating system altogether comes to $381.06. So now we'll take a look at how it all came together. So this is the part of the video I would normally include the benchmark numbers. Unfortunately, I actually sold this computer for around $100 profit before I got around to benchmarking it. Sorry. But that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, guys. Like this video if you liked it. Leave a comment if you've got time, and feel free to subscribe.